experiencing this together for me was like totally worth it, and it didn't matter how the pictures would turn out. But of course I was like anxious that something went wrong and your first experience would be like blank roll, no images. So I'm glad that we have images. They turned out all right. And wait, let's slow down a bit here. Before we dive right in and bring you along this little adventure of shooting film together, I think it would be appropriate to introduce ourselves. This is me, Karin, the owner of this channel that you may or may not already know, whose name is usually mispronounced, so I gave up and started to call myself Karin, and now it became this weird blend between Karin and Karin, so yeah. I am a camera hoarder and I have been shooting film for a couple of years now, and I tend to pollute my environment with random facts about old cameras or analog photography. Also, I am the big sister, but actually I am the smaller one, and in another life I was probably born a dad, because dad jokes and word puns are my favorite thing ever. However, today shall not be solely about me, but I would like to introduce you to an important person in my life. Meet my sister.
I didn't really think about like that dramatic.
This is my sister Sam, who has gotten so many nicknames from me over the years that I lost track at some point. She gets polluted with camera facts by a certain somebody, but she herself is a history geek and aspiring archivist who pollutes her environment with interesting fun facts that are not really funny, but I have to admit pretty interesting about history. Unlike my German accent, she has a pretty cool American accent because she used to live in Seattle for a while. She is a creative person and has a tiny bit of experience in photography, but she has never shot film before. Yes, you have heard right, and that's what this video is about, because it's finally time to change that. Shortly before the Christmas holidays, I went to pick up Sam for our Christmas celebration with the family and spent a couple of days with her beforehand. I drove over 250 kilometers to Marburg, a beautiful historic city in central Germany where she is currently living. As I was packing my things for the trip and thinking about which cameras I should bring, it suddenly hit me. As a big sister, I have certain responsibilities, and it is of course also my responsibility to not keep my sister from the fascinating world of analog photography any longer. So, which one do you want to shoot? Your choice.
I don't know, aren't they the same anyways?
They're almost the same, like this one is a bit newer, so this is like the model that came after this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay,
cool.
We'll go with that one.
Good, I'm going to show you how to load film and what you can do, like
Perfect.
with settings and stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Have to do this, and then it flaps open. Yeah. Take the film. And you see the red mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the way until the red mark.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it flat.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
All the way in.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it flat. Then close it.
Oh.
You want to take the black one?
Yep.
The silver one? Perfect,
There
thanks.
you go.
Good. More film if you get hungry and want to shoot more because you're hooked afterwards. But it's expensive, give it back! No, just kidding. But yeah, not kidding, it's expensive. I've been using this black Yashica T4 as my main point and shoot, but not too long ago I stumbled upon the silver Yashica T5 for a deal I couldn't pass on. But I will not tell you how much I have paid, because you will probably hate me forever. Ja, erst halb drücken und dann durchdrücken.
Ja,
Ist?
grün, ja.
Hat geklappt?
Ja, voll.
Sehr gut, erster Schuss. Tippel, ich mein Sam. I wanted to film test the T5 anyway and thought it would be fun if Sam and I basically used the same camera, so that gear would not be in the way when comparing how an experienced person and somebody who shoots film for the very first time would differ. The T4 and the T5 are basically the same camera, using the same Carl Zeiss lens, with only some minor differences in the button arrangement. The most interesting difference though is probably that the T5 also has a small color scope viewfinder on top, so that you can compose without putting the camera to your eye.
Man sieht ja plötzlich an jeder Ecke irgendwas, wo man sich so denkt, da könnte ich ja ein Foto von machen.
Ja, siehst du, wir sind irgendwie keine 2 Minuten aus der Tür.
Ja.
Und guck mal, alleine hier diese Töpfe.
Ja,
wie
voll.
geil das aussieht mit dem Rost.
Ja.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das ein Foto wert ist. Das muss ich noch mal einmal checken hier. Ne, Kamera, einmal schauen. Ah, doch, vielleicht. Doch. Kannst mich filmen? Läuft schon. Muss auch nicht drehen.
Jetzt bist du nicht mehr drauf.
Is there anything you expect from shooting film? Like, I mean, because you have been shooting digital for a bit before at least, so you have the cameras in your hand.
Yeah.
What do you think is different when shooting film?
Well, it's really different that you can't see the picture immediately. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really exciting to be waiting for the pictures to be developed and finally look at them. And also you think more carefully about what to shoot, because you can't take 100 pictures of one motive.
Yeah, she just asked me before how many pictures are on a roll of film. So it's 36, and that's definitely less than 100.
And I already took 6, so...
Yeah, look, it still goes fast though. Hast du den Kirchturm mit drauf? Nee?
Nee.
Okay.
Ja. Oh no, ich glaube, es war nicht fokussiert.
Hast du schon eins gemacht?
Ja.
Hab ich gar nicht gehört.
Ich glaube, es war aber nicht fokussiert.
Naja, passiert. Sie überlegt, wie wird sie sich entscheiden? Oh, krass, das ist so nicht. Hui. Ja, dann mach mal. Schnell, die Sonne geht weg, der Schatten wird bestimmt auch gleich weniger. Ja, jetzt wird's mehr, voll gut. Guck mal, der Schatten, der da an der Wand war, ist komplett weg.
Ja. Der war jetzt auch nicht mehr so stark in dem Moment, aber...
Nee. Okay, look at that, seriously. This is so beautiful. Say what?
Na, guck mal, der Baum ist bis hier nass und ab hier trocken.
I talk about film all the time and you have to listen to me talk about cameras and stuff like all the time. But what do you think about film? Like, did you have any vision before or any opinion?
No, not really. I don't think I had any thoughts about film before. Maybe only that our parents sometimes couldn't focus when they took pictures in our childhood, and that maybe
True.
some knowledge of how to shoot with film would have been good for them as well.
Oh, so maybe I should do this video with them instead
Yeah,
of,
maybe,
of you.
maybe. But we can't turn back time, can we?
No, that's true. What the hell is this? Oh, I need to take a look because this looks creepy as hell. Okay, this is creepy. I have to take a shot. Phew. richtig komisch, richtig gruselig.
Ja, ich war da auch schon mal drin.
Sam, kannst du mal eben halten?
Darf ich beißen?
Ja, das auch. Nicht ganz aufessen. Gut. Sollen wir darüber vielleicht nicht auf Video reden?
Ja. Ich weiß nicht, ob das mit dem Fokussieren geklappt hat.
Sonst können wir auch ein Foto machen, aber ich weiß noch nicht genau wie.
Hast du?
Ja. And now, drum roll, what we've been waiting for, a history fun fact.
So that is supposed to be the mirror of Snow White, because all over town there's like symbols from the fairy tales of the Brother Grimm, because they've been living in Marburg for I think 2 years maybe. Yeah.
Camera obscura. And what it's not.
Ich habe, je älter wir werden, desto ähnlicher werden wir uns. Also
Finde ich
desto
auch.
mehr entwickeln wir uns auch in eine Richtung von unseren Werten und so.
Finde ich auch. Das ist echt spannend. As you can probably see, everything seems kind of empty, and the reason for that is because it was in fact empty. Germany is, or whenever you watch it maybe was, still in lockdown, so all of these shops, cafes, restaurants, everything is closed and people were simply not going out as much. Additionally, Marburg is a student city with around 20,000 students, which is 25% of the total number of inhabitants who live here, who usually leave town to go back home to their families during the holiday season. Because I think this would look really good in black and white next time. Boah, das ist voll anstrengend hier runter zu gehen. Hinter dir ist ein Pöller, Vorsicht. For me, absolutely zero people on the streets is not ideal, since I love things like street photography, but Sam was actually enjoying the emptiness and stillness quite a lot. I found it pretty interesting to see how different, but sometimes also similar, we would focus on the limited amount of motifs in the city. Since we do not live in the same city and didn't have the time to develop the roles together, I didn't want to do it myself and see the images beforehand, but decided to send the rolls off to a lab so that we could take a look at the scans at the same time. Ich wette, dass am Ende in den Kommentaren sowieso steht: Feature your sister more, she's so cool, please bring her back. Yeah, I would, if she wouldn't live that far away. What do you have to say to your defense, huh?
Well, I'm coming back in like 3 months.
Okay. Fair enough. But I mean, you're still not living like close by. It's still
Yeah,
like,
but
far,
that's
so.
your fault. I'm living in our hometown.
Oh man,
So
she's
you're the
beating
one
me in
that needs to-
arguments all the time. What's happening? Okay, but back to topic now. What are our final thoughts? So now when looking at all of our pictures, do you have any thoughts on how both of us like approach photography? Because for you, it's been the first time shooting film. For me, I've done this before. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I think that it came pretty clear that I'm focusing more on like motives that are somehow related to nature. Like I really seem to like taking pictures of like leaves and trees and stuff like that. And you rather like to take pictures that are somehow related to like maybe like the city, like the living space of people in the city.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think this kind of showed me as well that sometimes I don't pay attention to things that other people pay attention to. And I think it was like a really nice experience to see that you focus on those like greens and on those nature bits that I sometimes overlook. Even though we've been in the same place, I think it's interesting to see that we both focused on different kind of themes in a way.
When I take like pictures with my phone or with my camera, I try to take pictures in a way that there is no people in the background. Like I always get really angry when I want to like take a picture of something that I think is nice and then there's like some random persons in the background. And I think you sometimes really like that. Like you like shooting pictures of people, you do like street photography and everything, and I prefer not to have people or anything in the picture when I don't want them to. And yeah,
I feel like I was more on the conservative way in a way that I tried to frame the pictures up in like more or less square or kind of geometric, clean ways. Well, I think you went for the brave composition much more, trying to get diagonal lines into the frame, trying to kind of shoot up, while I would, for example, shoot straight. And I think that somebody who's just starting out maybe still has like a different eye and is experimenting much more than people like, for example, me would.
Well, I think I'm not thinking about it too much.
What's your verdict? Will you shoot film again?
Yeah, I will. I will, yeah.
Was it that easy? So all my talking about film cameras and all the spamming didn't do anything. You just had to have a camera in your hand for one time and now you're sold, or what?
Well, I don't know. I mean, now I have a camera because you like gave one to me. So
good sister.
So, of course I will shoot again. Yeah, there's nothing to stop me now.